Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video on Paralives. So I'm here to talk about some more Q&A from Paralives developers. No, we still don't know when the game is coming out yet, but there is still some stuff that I found pretty interesting. So let's get right into it. The first question comes from Shakur. Hello, will there be ladders that go to the second floor of a house in case you want to build a really small home or a loft, but don't want to use big stairs, for example? I love your work, can't wait for the game. And Roxanne replies saying, I think so. And Julio replies saying there will be a ladder that joins the first to the third, fourth, fifth floor. And Roxanne says, I imagine you'll have to use a bunch of them, not a single really long one. So this is a little surprising, even though it's not outright yes, it seems close enough to that. So that's really cool. I would love to see ladders in Paralives, and yes, ladders would be just great to just save a lot of space, because stairs can take up a lot of room. I know this from playing The Sims a lot, and we still don't have ladders in The Sims 4, which I find really annoying. I think we should have had them by now. But yeah, that's good to see that Paralives very likely will have them. The next question comes from Sophia. Hey, I'm so excited for the animals in Paralives, and as a horse girl, I would like to know if your horse just lives in your garden or can live in a stable nearby where you go every day. And Leia replies saying, we haven't started working on the horses, so more on that later. So horses were announced when the game was initially announced, alongside cats and dogs, which was definitely something I never would have expected to be included in a life simulation base game. But yep, that was promised, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the horses will look like, but I highly doubt we'll even see what horses will look like until next year, maybe? We still don't know what the parafolk look like yet, but I think sometime we'll know. Sometime in 2020, we will know what the parafolk look like. I just hope they take their time on the horses, because I know in The Sims 3, I did enjoy playing with them quite a lot, but I can't deny there were lots of routing issues with them, and they'd walk backwards pretty often too, which was really awkward to watch, so hopefully with Paralives, there's not as much of that, or, well, none of it at all, preferably. Then the Potato asks, I have 3 questions. Number 1, do you think you could add animals like for zoos, rabbits, and squirrels? Number 2, do you think you will add caravans to live or sleep or just go on holiday? Last question, do you think you can add countries, like so in the airplane you can fly to them? And Leia says, hi, for now we don't know yet about other animals than those confirmed. Cats, dogs, and horses. I would love to have some wildlife around, being able to see a deer, raccoons maybe, birds flying around. I think it could bring some extra life to rural areas. I agree. I think it would be great to see some wild animals around in the world of Paralives, because I still remember, just like, especially with The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, how much more alive the game felt once we had the pets expansions. So yeah, that was cool, and I like how in The Sims 3, there were the deer running around. And about the plane, I can't confirm anything, but it could be nice to have the option if we end up having different worlds. For now, only one map confirmed, so that would be nice. It's not something that we've really seen in The Sims. I mean, in The Sims 1 with The Sims Vacation, like, there's the loading screen with the ferry looking like it was going super fast, but yeah, we haven't really seen an airport location that our Sims could actually visit and see them get on the plane or be able to be on the plane with them. So it could be kind of interesting if Paralives did tackle that sort of angle when it comes to traveling to other worlds. But getting back to the topic of animals, Brandy asks, in Paralives, if small animals are added in, could there eventually be customizable hamster/guinea pig balls for them to run around the house in? And Leia says, we don't know yet, but it would be lovely. I think that is a really cute idea. I do wish they did do something like that with My First Pet stuff. If they were really going to do a whole stuff pack just for the caged rodents, I think they should have also had the ability for Sims to take them outside the cage and not just right in front of it, but actually let them roam around the house. So I think that would be cool to have the hamster guinea pig balls for small animals to run around in, but I don't think small animals will be coming in the base game. I think those would come later, but hopefully in a free update rather than a $10 pack. Next, Paula asks, hello, in this Paralives game, will there be insects like flies, mosquitoes, and ants? Of course, the game itself is amazing, and there's no need to add this, but it would add to the realism of it, and it'd be really cool. And Leia first responds saying, personally, I would love to have bees with an impact on your garden/production. Not sure if it's a priority, to be honest, but it would be lovely to have a garden full of life. And Roxanne chimes in saying, beside that, har har. I imagine we could have flies on rotten food, plus miscellaneous bugs adds background eye candy. Yeah, that is more like what I was imagining with Roxanne saying. I wasn't even thinking about the possibility of having things like insects pollinating your garden, but I think that would be a nice extra feature if they have the time to put it in. Having pests as a feature I think really could be interesting because then you can tell the story of a more rundown house and add a bit more challenge to the game as well, especially with things like roaches. Next question comes from Angie. Hey, I have a question about Paralives. How are you all doing? Since it's confirmed that Parafolk will be mid-poly, I am wondering if animals would be mid-poly as well. Greetings from Germany. Oh, cool. I'm part German myself. My dad's from there. But Roxanne says, we are doing pretty well, all considering. The animals will be in the same style as the people. This means Doggo will get a makeover when we get there. So we have seen Doggo a few times in the past, but we haven't seen Doggo in quite a while. And the last time I think was in this restaurant picture. So that's good to know that Doggo will look even better than that. Hopefully next time we see them. Next up is the subject of malls. So Ethan asks, hi Leia, I just wanted to ask if any shops or shopping malls is going to be added to the game. It would be cool to go shopping for clothes and groceries. Thank you for you and your team for working so hard on this awesome game. And Leia replies saying, shops are confirmed. Don't know yet about malls. It is kind of funny. I was starting to work on this video and then I did that video about the latest Sims 4 survey and they proposed the idea of shopping malls. And so because of these two things, that's been on my mind. So it would be interesting to see malls as long as you do have some kind of multi-lot functionality so that you can easily fit multiple shops that you can run individually by different Sims, but also have the option of having a restaurant or two in there and not just a food court. So I think malls could be very complicated to get working properly, but if they can pull it off, I think that would be really amazing. Next question comes from Yoru. I was wondering how cooking would work. Like, would the Parafolk just go to the kitchen and cook? Or would they need to get the ingredients first, like going to the grocery store or something? Thank you for your hard work. And Leia replies with, I think for now both are possible. Stores are confirmed in the game. So you could go to the store and actually buy them, maybe get things for a special recipe. Thank you for your support. And I think that would be really great. I love how in The Sims 2, you did have an inventory of food where you just have to restock once in a while for your groceries. So you actually did have to go to a grocery store in order to actually restock everything, or you could order groceries over the phone so it could just be delivered directly to your door. So I think that would be awesome to see in Paralives. Even though it does take more time, I much prefer this to just having the fridge be an infinite supply of food like in the later Sims games. Next question comes from Marie. I'm really looking forward to Paralives, but could you please tell me if you are going to add such gameplay features as the outdoor games for children and other paras? For example, playing catch or hide and seek games, badminton sets, etc. And Leia replies saying, we don't know yet. Building forts and actually playing outside is so important for kids. Maybe they could meet their neighbor kids that way and become best friends. More on that subject later. Yes, please. More of this fun gameplay for kids. This is something that I think The Sims does not have enough of. And badminton, yes. We haven't had badminton in The Sims yet. I would love to see that, not just for kids, but for all ages to play. Next, Heaven asks, hi, I have a question. Would we be able to play with our Sims while at school, like control whether they sleep in class, make friends with, and overall their school experience? And Leia replies saying, for now, school will most likely be a rabbit hole. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but it would be good if schools could be playable later on. Again, bringing up that recent Sims 4 survey, it did seem like that they are considering at least the high school to be playable eventually. And I think that could be a lot of fun. It's not something I want to do every single day whenever I play with families that have teenagers in them, but still, I think there's some potentially fun gameplay in there, and it just opens up a lot more possibilities for storytelling so that I can actually have Sims at school, or parafolk in the case of Paralives, and actually take pictures of them at the school instead of just trying to fake it with sets and that sort of stuff. Next question comes from Emma. Maybe they drive/take the subway or walk, or have parents/siblings drive them to school or work, versus disappearing in front of the house. Maybe an option for private/boarding school. Have after-school activities that they have to go to a rec center/studio to attend. And to this part, Leia says, it's an open world. It will have a dedicated building for school. And yes, young parents have to go there, taking the bus, being driven by their parents, or on foot. Yes, it's good to see that this is confirmed, because I mean, open world was confirmed, but it is good to know for sure that the parafolk don't just disappear in front of their house. Ugh, I don't like that about The Sims 4, but yes, Paralives, I'm glad it's delivering a bit more in the realism department. And last one for this video, Jazz Hermione asks, hello, thanks for the wonderful game. I'm so excited for its release. I know this is not being confirmed in Paralives Hub, but I was wondering if it was being considered. Will Paras have to take driving classes before being able to drive? And Leia says, I would love that. Can't confirm it, but I would love that for young adult gameplay. I think they should have that for teenagers as well. I love that in The Sims 3 Generations, and I think that would be pretty cool to make it so that parafolk have to learn how to drive no matter whether they're a teenager or a young adult. I don't know if they're gonna have separate young adults and adult age groups. Maybe they will, but yeah, I think that would be cool. And especially now that I've played so much Animal Crossing New Horizons, I am a bit more used to the idea of, in a sort of life simulation game, to have more slow progress with other things besides, like, say, working on a career. But even for things like getting your driver's license, getting that first before you can even drive at all, I think that would be nice. So that wraps up another Paralives video. There is still more for me to go through, but there was simply too much to fit into one video, so there will be more later. But for now, let me know what you think of all the stuff that I talked about in this video, and be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!